It's frivolous, it's fast, and it's funky. But what is it? A baby MGF? New Lotus Elise? Or perhaps one of those funny little Japanese microcars? Well, here's a clue. It's not just good looking, it's also very smart.
This is the wayward son of the quirky smart city car, the smart roadster. Now, it may not look like it, but it's actually very closely related to the city runabout. Last summer, I trundled around Birmingham in the Crossblade. That's a funky, limited edition version of the city car.
Totally impractical, sold in the tens rather than thousands, it was no more than a teaser for this, the genuine article.
First impressions, styling, 10 out of 10. But this car has got to deliver on the road.
Frankly, I was never a great fan of the smart city car. I understood, design and it's fun, but it just wasn't a nice driving experience, particularly the gear change. I mean, you lurched from one gear to another, the suspension was so hard that you felt every pothole, and you certainly wouldn't want to corner with speed. This car is a revelation, it really is. In particular, the ride is better and the car absorbs bumps without fuss. More to the point, this little rocket ship sticks to the road. It's a real point-and-shoot car.
It's not perfect. I still feel in lower gear. I'm still searching for gears, rather. But once you get going, once you put your foot down, fantastic. It just handles wonderfully.
With just 80 brake horsepower on offer from that turbocharged 698cc engine, you might think it's lacking in the performance department, but trust me, you'll never notice. Partly that's due to the car's incredibly light weight, but it's also because the engine is slung across the back, driving the rear wheels, burbling away just behind your ears. You always feel you're really moving, although a glance at the speedo always reminds you you're not going as fast as you think.
Well, we've come to Portugal for some top-down motoring, and what do we get? A nice dose of British weather. So it's time to put the roof up, and in this car, it comes in two bits. The first bit you might think would be in the back, but in fact what you do have is one silly little engine. Small, but perfectly formed. In fact, the first bit of the roof is under the bonnet. Two struts which go on either side. The back. To go. Okay, that's fine. It's like the Krypton factor. Blimey. My brain hurts. It's getting caught on the roof mechanism. Once again. Move it down. Okay. Plenty of room for luggage, I don't think. Now, the rest of the roof is actually stored inside here, and you can do it from the driver's seat before I have a really bad hair day. One press of the button, and the roof comes up. What's really good about this mechanism is that when the sun does come out, even at motorway speeds, one press of the button, and the roof goes back down again.
Tonight,
this is typical driving, isn't it? With the top up. But I think the exterior still looks good, and interestingly, it doesn't feel like the black colour Calcutta here. It's actually quite roomy still. Very snug, very warm, and of course, a lot quieter.
Of course, if the lack of storage space bothers you and you can live without the soft top, then you could always go for the coupe. Looking more like a baby BMW Z3, this version will sell for about £1,000 more than the Roadster. But in my opinion, it's not as good looking and doesn't justify the extra cost. So, does this little Roadster deserve to be a success? Well, a lot depends on pricing, and we'll reveal our verdict later in the programme. So, let's look at the car's strengths and weaknesses. What we have is a born-again 60s Roadster, A very stylish open-top sports car that can really entertain even the most enthusiastic driver. Running costs should be low and safety features are high.
So who's going to buy it? Well, it's the perfect second car where the premium is on fun. This one's going to sell for $13,495. That's about a grand more than we'd hoped. Wouldn't it be great if it was on sale for something like about $12,000? But it's going to sell. It's going to sell really well. This is going to be the car to be seen in this summer. Let's have just one cloud on the horizon. It's called Streetcar. Now, it went down the storm when it came out in Birmingham last year. Is it going to pip this one to the post? Well, we'll let you know in a couple of weeks' time when we get the first UK test drive.
But for the moment, the Smart gets a big thumbs up. And for those old enough to remember those glory days of those great British sports cars, this little roadster does something quite remarkable.
This is the sort of car that turns an ordinary day into something special.